Hi Sloths, welcome back to Ebon Light, and in the last episode I fucked up. I basically accidentally deleted the original recording of this episode, so you're gonna miss just a tiny little bit of content. I'm sorry about that. I'll try and make sure it doesn't happen again in the future. Let's just get on with it because I'm actually kind of on a bit of a tight schedule at the minute. So let's kind of rush through it, shall we? Saffron. Yeah, in the last episode, by the way, both Emir and Chandler kind of died. We didn't mean for them to die, but they died anyway. They fell off the ship and someone got hit really hard with a monster fish. Anyway, and this is how we kind of find out. Saffron obviously already knows because she was there, but we were unconscious straight after they died, blah 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 blah. Anyway, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Saffron? Chandler and Emir are dead. Silence fell between us. Saffron's eyes glistened, softness betraying the harsh etchings of her expression. She's not happy, by the way. A certain pang of self-preservation sent a trickle up my spine, and I sat up, then rose to my feet. I'm sorry, Saffron. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Your apologies are nothing. They are dead. They died following your orders. And you will suffer for this. Yes, we will. Through the open door, I saw elves rush down the passageway. Saffron turned at the commotion. She didn't turn back, nor say a word to me as she left. There was some manner of commotion, and, well, there was no getting rest now anyway. When I made my way back up to deck, I saw there was a commotion gathered. Not another fish. A ship. I approached elves who noticed me, and indeed they noticed me, stepping away to give me room. Rovlai ship, that was the initial objective of this venture, out there on the horizon. Rovlai? They're far north. They love their ships, their drink, and their artisan goods. Pirates? No, but a favourite target among pirates. They must know the state we're in. Are they going to attack? Are we? Can we even defend ourselves like this? Oh, they won't get any closer. Even crippled, we are not toothless. And that's without considering you. Mavis, what are you doing up here? I heard a commotion. There isn't really, just a spectacle, a show of pride and humiliation. I heard grumbling amongst the elves, who seemed to be taking their inability to assault this foreign ship quite poorly. Look at the sea. The Rovlai ship lives another day. Dullier seemed to be the only one who found this amusing, chuckling to himself as he rounded behind me and placed his grubby little hands on my perfect little shoulders. Get your hands off, you little creep. It felt strange, as though it wasn't clear if he was being protective or possessive. Definitely possessive, because he's a little creepy bastard. Yep, brush him off. Get your hands off my shoulder. Ugh, gross. Dullier germs. Ugh. I brushed off his hand just as Haran approached. Yes. Stop touching her, you ghastly old elf. An abrupt snort of amusement came from Dullier. She's already seen to that, my young friend. Why are you after them? We've allies who've compelled our generals for help. They lack the ships to handle it themselves, as I understand. Rovlai oft attack in the quiet and then flee to the sea. This ship has been whittling down a far-removed settlement. Thus they are alone. Rovlai ships aren't powerful, but they're very fast. I wonder how bold they'll get. It must be tempting to creep closer. They come much closer and they'll be within range of the bows. Is that likely to happen? No, well, I don't know. They're known to be a little more reckless than average. B1, this is frustrating. I've never been so biteless. Truly, Commander? Never. We are far from biteless. Well, maybe not your Madrali. A moot point. There is nothing we can do but watch in turn. Even that. Are there not repairs to be done? The Coffin Tower Master. She can reach them. We turned toward the voice, a helmeted soldier, which I thought seemed a little overeager for the situation as I understood it. He shrinked backwards, as if regretful of his outburst upon receiving me attention. That's... I'll do it, destroy them for what? What are they guilty of? I will kill for you, yeah. I'm not gonna kill for you. Just throwing that out there. Not gonna murder anyone, just for you. Okay? We're not asking you to. Come on then, back to work. Elves began to scatter, albeit reluctantly. I think I should get some more rest. I agree. Haran walked me back to my cabin. And back to the cabin we go. Woo! I still felt sore from the fish battle, and I had expected to fall asleep quickly. Alas, I would not, as the Coffin Tower was buzzing in my ear. It did not seem to be talking to me, however. Instead, I only heard one end of an increasingly incoherent conversation. Forgive you. You're mad. He will pay. I despise it. I despise it. I will not. I will. It didn't respond to me if I asked what it was talking about, and eventually I just stopped trying. I wondered if this was yet another new side effect I'd get to look forward to. Eventually I either stopped listening or it stopped talking, and I fell asleep. I woke feeling like I had only just closed my eyes, jolted awake when someone closed the cabin's door. Oh, Biwan, I'm sorry, Mavis. No, it's alright. My thoughts were scattered, but rapidly recollecting. I felt new, fresh. My soreness was only a whisper. I feel good. You've been asleep a day and a half. I usually feel pretty good when I do that too. I've never slept more than I've probably never slept more than 10 hours before. Maybe not even that. Maybe I've probably slept a maximum of like 9 hours. Ever. In total. In a row. I have no idea. I'm not a very good person when it comes to sleep. I can't sleep. Sleep is just no. It's the middle of the night. If you're hungry, you'll have to make do with whatever's lying about. I got out of bed without giving much thought as to whether or not I should. I felt better than I had in a long time, and my muscles seemed to spring forth on their own accord, eager to test my new freedom. We're on a path for home. Properly, I mean. Kelly took my place in bed almost immediately, prying off her boots. Your little gaggle of elven men have been at each other's throats for the past few hours. They have? Yes. Playing on how to handle our homecoming. My good grandfather told you not to come back without a direct invitation, as I understand. Yes. Cass or not, well, she scoffed bitterly. You may be under the impression he will take a reasonable approach to this, seeing that you saved the ship and were saving Galleon lives. Well, I wouldn't hold my breath. I'm surprised the Onyx Chandler managed to pressure him against executing you the first time. That's worrying. He's the kind of man that a point will not... He's the kind of man that a point will simply not eat if eating is the cost of power. For some reason that doesn't make sense in my head, but I'm sure it does. So, they'll have me executed? And Cass? The ship here, that's the name we settled on. Like it? I guess so. Cass. Cass with fish. Cass with giant fish. Cass with giant fish. Fish. Sigh. Anyway, but Garloys, that's one of the things they've been fighting over. I'm sure you'll be cornered by one of them coming morning. You'll have your fill of it and then some. If you don't mind, and I know this would be rude of me, but may I? She fell backward into the bed after removing her armour, evidently done with the conversation. Of course. Sleep well, Commander. Ah, aren't we nice to Commander Calipoa? Or is it Captain Calipoa? I can't remember. Blech. The moon was glorious, so full and so low, it seemed almost within reach. I felt wonderful. Better than I had in so long, and I wasn't sure why. For all that happened, for all that was on the horizon, with my scouts, I still felt enchanted, spoiled, strange. Yet it was cold, out on the deck, and mysteriously lonely. The port side of the ship had been left relatively undamaged, it seemed, or repairs had been coming along far faster than I could imagine. There were elves about, but few, busy in their work. I suppose many of the repairs couldn't continue in the darkness, though I didn't know. They did see better in the dark after all, and the moon was boastful. Whatever the reason for the peaceful, if chilled, if lonely, if foolish way I felt, I decided to enjoy it. There was a real chance I was dreaming, and I had learned well to take my reprieves where they came. It was just survival. As I settled by the railing, a thought began to fester in my mind, and I sighed. Because of course, for all my bravado, something would inevitably spoil the mood. Are you responsible for what happened at the docks? You don't know? Am I not tied to you? How would I know? If you gave it any thought, if you opened your eyes. I see all that I do through the cloud that separates us. Your life to me is a haze, and yet, still, I see more of it than you do. Do you wish to remain so oblivious? No, shut up the cloud? Yeah, let's ask it about the cloud that separates us. Then you do not see through my eyes as clearly as I do? And yet I see far clearer. What are you? A part of you. You mock me for not seeing when all you do is answer questions with riddles. It is clear what I am, what you are now with a piece of me. You brought this on yourself. No, we didn't. We accidentally drank something we didn't know about. I brought nothing to myself. You have not been so helpless. Even if your ignorance forgave your gluttony, your steps are, each and every, foolish. Enough mocking me. Just speak plainly. Tell me what you are, what you're doing to me, what you want. I want to undo this. I want you out of me. And if not, then I want to do to you what you have done to me. I want you. Another slew of abstract statements that could mean any manner of horrible things. What do you want, human? What do I want? How on Calier was I to respond? I want answers, I want power, I want peace. I want peace. I do, I want peace. I want peace. Peace? What a lofty being you are, to think you deserve peace. I gripped the rail of the ship and leaned out over the ocean, hoping the spray of seawater would do something to recover this blissful mood I had. I just realised that you actually did miss quite a bit of content, about 20 minutes worth. Maybe about 15-20 minutes worth, actually. Sorry about that. I don't completely remember what happened, so I think the most notable thing was we did just a bit of flirting with Haran and kissed him. I think that is the only thing we missed. Although that could have just been something that happened last episode and I just don't remember clearly. Oh well. You wish to ignore me? I tire of you, I scoffed. And leave me to my peace. How fortunate, another distraction approaches. Haran, yes. Medra, the moon has never graced a more perfect figure. Standing there, shining under the only thing in Calier that could ever compare to her. Haran, always something saccharine from your tongue. Only for you, Medra. Were you enjoying the sea? Oh, he's over here now, he's teleported, fucking hell. He ducked himself over the railing just as I had moments before. Trying to feel it on my face. We both grew up by the ocean, you know. And both in a dreary land. I love my dreary land, though I am not tethered to it. I'm clearly not tethered to Edric. I'll take you home if you decide that's what you want. And how? I'll admit I've limited options, but soon. You'd miss me, and would you come with me? I don't want to go home. I want to stay. I may have to take you up on that. And would you come with me? And if I wanted to go home, would you come with me? I could sense him staring at me. Consumed as I've been with thoughts of you, how could I not do anything you ask? Oh, Haran. Excessive even for you. You concern me. Is that so? But you may think I'm anything other than utterly truthful in what I say. I've heard whispers of your training. Oh, I know you're serious. Are you trying to convince me? Yeah, let's confront Haran a little bit about this training of his. Correct me if I'm wrong, Haran, but Dullier informs me you masks are taught to lie. Yes, we are, because I can lie as a means to because I can lie as a means to death doesn't mean I would or am as a means to love. Mavis, you must know I am serious in my affection for you. Impetuous at first, I'll admit. But what was first astonishment became ardour, devotion, and Medra, appreciation. Lavish with beautiful words as I was, I could only stare at him as he continued. He took my hands in his and squeezed them tight. I am not acting fool when I say I love you. I am not trying to flatter you. I truly do. Oh, I love you too, Haran. I love you too. It took me a long time to find the words, and when they finally came, they were so simple. And I love you. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. Eee. He always beamed certain effervescent energy. Oof, I haven't seen that word in a long time. Effervescent energy. But now, somehow, he was just glimmering. He let go of my hands and reached around me, pulling me against him. He clasped me tightly. Half a breath of laughter was squeezed out of me before I could properly protest. Haran, Haran. Oh, I hope you're not opposed to... Let me kiss you? Yes, yes, please, let him. I shall absolutely do that. I nodded. I started to say something too, but it was lost in light of how quickly he kissed me. Woo! One of his hands slid to the curve of my neck, and I could immediately tell that he had wanted to kiss me for a very long time. At first, for just a moment, it was too overwhelming, his lips against mine, and the suddenly overwhelming nature of all his realized affection. Then I was lost in all the energy. He was like he was contagious. It was maddening how quickly it all happened. It had taken almost no time at all for me to surrender to every ounce of his adoration, to feel it all in kind for him. I touched his face, my fingers jumping back from his skin, surprised as how cold he was. An otherworldly elf who considered me ethereal. I kind of feel like I'm reading some sort of creepy fan fiction, but oh well. For so long. I laughed again, even breathless as I was. We've only known each other for half a year. Has it seriously only been half a year? Or has it seriously just been half a year? Wow, okay. And yet, from the first day, there was a faraway part of me that regretted opening the floodgate that was Haron's affection, and another part that wished I'd done it sooner. Okay, that's a nice little... Oh, that's a nice shot. I like that. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Fearless Vampire Killers. Yeah, but there's a band called Fearless Vampire Killers, and Haron in this specific scene right here kind of looks like... I don't know, there's like... The lead singer in a music video once sort of looked kind of exactly like that. Anyway, you'll have to figure it out yourself. I can't remember which specific music video or anything. He let me go and moved behind me, only to catch me in another hold. I looked down and saw his snow-white hands clasped tight, but softer now, easy to breathe. I felt warm, the chill of the sea gone. I may never let you go. You'll have to eventually. We'll see. Oh, it's adorable. I love it. There's this feeling when I'm near you, like everything I need is right here. And when I first saw you, I thought you could show me things I'd never before. Beautiful, mesmerizing things. And like a fool, I thought that's all you were. You're hardly at fault for not falling completely in love at first sight. The fault is in taking so long, I think. Taking so long? A breathless, incredulous question came out as barely a whisper, left unanswered. Such a beautiful night. Okay, the music just abruptly ends. It's going to be a mess. It's been a mess, Commander. The icing on the cake is our failure to sink that ship. I could see him having all of us on account of that ludicrous failure, swept under by a force of nature. And... oh, well, actually, you know what, let's keep going just a tiny little bit longer. Shall we? And we shall. Just a couple of minutes longer. Why not? Let Garlois come. Okay, that just sounded so wrong in my head, and especially in that voice. Woo. Please don't take that out of context. Do we have a choice? Such as dropping you off elsewhere. Gallia is at the closest port. The ship is barely afloat as it is. We could try to take her somewhere else. Was that just Haron's voice? I don't know. Okay, well, that's gonna do it for this episode, actually. Let's save real quick. Oh, that's laggy. Why is that so laggy? Ugh. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's always free. And I'll see you later.